Hey everyone! Disney just shared new information, photos, and even a video of Fantasy Springs. This is a brand new land coming to Tokyo DisneySea on June 6th of this year. If you didn't already know, Tokyo DisneySea is widely considered the greatest Disney park ever, and so Fantasy Springs has been highly anticipated. I would call it like a new Fantasyland 2.0. There is so much to unpack, and so I thought we would break down the video, all this new content, and dive into the details. So first things first, Fantasy Springs is located between the Arabian coast and Lost River Delta. That's the upper right-hand corner there on the Tokyo DisneySea map. And the story is that this is a Disney fantasy world that's accessed through a magical spring. At least that's how I understand it. And while it's one land, it's home to 3 themed areas inspired by Frozen, Tangled, and Peter Pan. And it also has a brand new Tokyo DisneySea Hotel called the Fantasy Springs Hotel. All right, we're going to get into the video. Note I will be pausing to point some things out as we go. What we're seeing here is the entrance to Fantasy Springs. I went ahead and hit pause already, as you can tell, because there are several things I want to point out. First of all, I find this very reminiscent to 2 things we already have at Walt Disney World. I'll discuss the first and get to the second here in a moment. The first being, this really reminds me of Epcot's Journey of Water inspired by Moana. Seeing Disney characters represented in through carvings in rock work. Also, this image here of Anna and Elsa, it looks like, although I can't tell for sure, it looks like there is some snow, icy features or detailing surrounding them. The reason I'm not sure is I don't think this is completely done. I think when it's finally ready to open, we'll have water actually flowing around the characters, which you'll see here in the concept art. So here we go. This is concept art for what the entrance will look like. And you can see water flowing around Rapunzel, Anna and Elsa, and what appears to be Peter Pan. So it would make sense if there is some ice details surrounding Anna and Elsa. Also wanted to point out the second piece of concept art shows other Disney characters, not just those who have their own themed areas in Fantasy Springs represented in rock carvings. All right, we're getting a really great view at how you'll enter Fantasy Springs. And I paused here because to me, this looks a lot like how you enter Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, both at Disneyland and Walt Disney World's Hollywood Studios, because you're entering through a cave and you don't really see what's on the other side until you're all the way through. So going through the cave, on the other side, we get our first look at Fantasy Springs. This is the money shot. I have to talk about the mountains on the left-hand side of the screen. This is the mountains or volcanoes from Neverland. Gold star to Imagineering for having the clouds suspended there on the mountains and for the smoke coming out of the volcanoes. And in the distance, we have our first look at the Fantasy Springs Hotel. I have to make note that the hotel in real life looks pretty much identical to the concept art, which is super rare when it comes to Disney and their concept art. Also, bottom right-hand corner, you can see the top of Sorcerer Mickey as a rock sculpture, and we'll see another view of him here in the next piece of concept art. So yeah, here we go. You can see him there in the center. That's him from the front as opposed to the side or behind. And there's also a rock sculpture of the brooms from Fantasia. And so this is, yeah, another perspective of the hotel. I doubt the doves in the concept art will be included in real life, but otherwise, I think, again, Disney is really being faithful to their original design. Here's a first look at the guest rooms inside the Fantasy Springs Hotel. I don't really think these rooms are themed to a certain movie or franchise or Disney princess. According to Disney Parks blog, this hotel and the rooms will feature interiors inspired by the Disney princesses, as well as flora and fauna with motifs themed to the port. There's also 3 different restaurants and what appears to be a themed gift shop. Here's our first look at Frozen Kingdom, which according to Disney is set after the events of the original Frozen film. I want to point out that the concept art has a lot more color than the final product, which I think is pretty interesting. So the Frozen Kingdom will have one attraction, which is Anna and Elsa's Frozen Journey. It's basically a twin version of Epcot's Frozen Ever After. Frozen Kingdom will also have a restaurant housed inside of Arendelle Castle called the Royal Banquet of Arendelle. And to my mind, this is a lot like the Magic Kingdom's Be Our Guest restaurant, in that guests will actually step inside the world of the animated film. Here's a little photo Disney shared of the food that you'll be able to enjoy at the Royal Banquet of Arendelle. And in true Tokyo Disney fashion, it's incredibly well themed. The second Frozen restaurant in this land is called Oaken's OK Foods. We really don't know a ton about this dining destination, but this was shared on the Disney Parks blog, and it's a Scandinavian specialty that includes fluffy cardamom bread filled with Scandinavian-style spiced meat and lingonberry jam. Our next land is Rapunzel's Forest, themed after Tangled. And for me, this land reminds me a lot of New Fantasyland at the Magic Kingdom, especially the shot right here. Rapunzel's Forest, of course, has her tower, and I love that they actually have her peeking outside of her tower. Here's a look at original concept art. A version of the Snuggly Duckling. This will be a functioning restaurant, and here we go inside of it. We got a small preview of the food served at the Snuggly Duckling, including the Duckling's Dream Cheeseburger, which is what you see here. And this is the Sweet Ever After dessert, which is appropriately served in a frying pan. Surprisingly, the video showed nothing of Rapunzel's Lantern Festival. This is the Rapunzel themed ride for Fantasy Springs. I'm not sure why they didn't share anything about it. I'm hoping because they want it to be a surprise. But this is personally my most anticipated attraction for all of Fantasy Springs. So what I'm going to share with you is what I got from Disney Parks blog, since Tokyo Disney is trying to, or seemingly trying to, keep it under wraps. So according to Disney, Rapunzel's Lantern Festival begins at Rapunzel's Tower. She's seen singing When Will My Life Begin? She then escapes with Flynn Rider. They go to various locations from the film. And the finale is the Lantern Festival, complete with I See the Light and countless glowing lanterns. The third themed area of Fantasy Springs is Peter Pan's Neverland, where guests will see both Captain Hook's pirate ship, as you can see there, and also Tinkerbell's Pixie Hollow. Personally, this whole area reminds me a lot of Disneyland Paris's Adventureland with the pirate ship and Skull Rock. Neverland is unique in that it has 2 rides, the first being Pixie Hollow's Fairy Tinkerbell's Busy Buggies. This is the concept art for that ride right here. And according to Disney, you'll explore the Fairy Valley as the size of a fairy throughout its changing seasons. And there is a ton of detail packed into this artwork and the concept art we're about to see. You can get a little glimpse of the ride vehicles there, like you're riding on a book and in a basket. I have a close-up of that coming up. But it looks like an outdoor track-based ride. There's the entrance there. And this is actually a photo I took at the 2022 D23. This is what I'm pretty sure the ride vehicle will look like. I also love the detail of the Cherry Tree Lane address there as the backrest. The other attraction is called Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure. It's a 6-minute 3D ride that, according to Disney, lets guests join Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and the Lost Boys on an epic adventure through Neverland to rescue John from Captain Hook and his band of pirates. What you're seeing now is this area's restaurant called Lookout Cookout. It's designed to look like pieces of a shipwreck and is full of Easter eggs from the Lost Boys and other Peter Pan references. Disney shared a few menu items for Lookout Cookout, including this drink, Pixie Dust Soda. Apparently that star dissolves and transforms into a silver sparkling effect, just like pixie dust. The second item is the Lost Kids snack box that comes with chicken tenders, seaweed fritters, banana chips, and shrimp chips. I also have to point out the literal snack box that the Lost Kids snack box comes in. It looks like little drawings that the Lost Boys made of themselves. Fantasy Springs also has a new unique popcorn flavor. This is Tokyo Disney popcorn. Flavored popcorns are a huge deal. So this is a brand new one just for the land, and it's the roast beef popcorn, which personally does not sound appealing to me, but to each his own, and I could be wrong. But Disney describes the roast beef popcorn as having a robust flavor, seasoned with salt and pepper, and aromas of roasted meat and gravy. Finally, here's a little preview of some of the merchandise you can expect at Fantasy Springs. I love that they're doing a book. It reminds me of the original Disney animated movies. They would open with a storybook. Love that they decided to do that for this land. The second grouping you're seeing is for Rapunzel, specifically Rapunzel's Ride, the Lantern Festival. And then lastly, here is a look at some of the Frozen merchandise. I love the Anna and Elsa dolls, the little hair bows. And again, this is only the first round of merchandise. I'm sure we'll see a lot more as the land's opening day approaches. Thanks so much for joining me as we broke down all the new information and visuals we got about Fantasy Springs coming to Tokyo DisneySea on June 6th. Hope you have a magical day.